and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is frustrated because they feel like there is a lot of money missing. Sorry, I've turned up my brightness. And they're trying to figure out where it actually went. I think we've got someone who may have stolen or embezzled funds. We could have someone who took out a loan for one purpose, but it ended up actually going to something completely different. We've got some sort of a shell game here, and I think there is an investigator or somebody who is looking into the details because they have noticed that something is off. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Happy St. Patrick's Day. If you are interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member, as well as how to get one of the candles that I make. I also just wanted to make sure that you see this adorable little ducky who's appropriate for the holiday today. And I think it's kind of cool that I got the green butterfly from the Santa Muerte. Very appropriate. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Let's see. I think we'll start off with the Tarot of the Nile. It does seem like maybe we've got someone who's a little bit in denial. What else? Oh, and then just so you all see it, I do have a little shamrock right there too. Just a little guy. Hello, Hicks. How are you doing? Yep. Where did that money go? Oh, yeah. We've got someone who's hiding it. We've got somebody who lied. They're like, oh, yeah, no, it's okay. This money is for my grandma. And then they go and bought, like, you know, alcohol. Definitely feels like we've got a shell game. Someone who says, this is what I need the money for, but then they actually go and do this, or this is where the money is, and then it's not there. Yep, 5 of Pentacles. We looked for it, it's not there. So someone's gonna have to help us figure it out because it's gone. So we might have a thief on our hands. Sure sounds like it. There is a battle that's about to start. There's someone here who's calling this person out saying, hey, that money was like earmarked for, I don't know, the field trip for the second graders. Now, where is it? Or that money was my inheritance. Why did you think you could spend it? 2 of Pentacles and the reverse and the moon. It's the not knowing that's really getting under someone's skin. You know, I know it was there yesterday and now it's not. Who's going to tell me what happened? Hello there, reluctant princess. Please don't repeat your messages for me, but I hope you're having a wonderful day. What else do we have? We have the 4 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. While everyone was focused on some big event, or, you know, maybe it was like a graduation, or maybe it was someone's birthday party, everyone's distracted, everyone's looking that way, then I think I'm going to go ahead and take advantage. All of this money just sitting right here and I have access to it. Why don't I just shove it in my pocket? No one will ever know. And then I'll send it elsewhere and they won't be able to find it. Yeah, this is theft. Justice in the reverse. 2 of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. With the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. There is a big sum of money missing. And with Justice in the reverse, it has not been corrected. It may not be easy to correct at all, but there is someone who is willing to look for it. I know no one else is going to, you know, follow this hint or this clue, but I'm going to, and I'll figure out what happened. It's kind of giving, I I don't know if you've watched Elsbeth, but I rather enjoy that show, in part because she goes against the grain. She's not necessarily, you know, one to believe what everyone else thinks is going on. It's just a little dark in here, so I'm gonna light another candle for you. Hopefully that helps. Maybe we'll put it over here. A little better, right? Yep, lawyers are probably important for that kind of situation. I'm gonna go with the Spanish tarot. What else do we have? You guys tell that the hat is not symmetrical. It's like kind of driving me crazy. Like it is on straight. The back of the hat is on the back of my head, and this is like wonky. What else? I can't really complain though, because I found it for $2.50. Hello, Mon. I don't know if I've tried them. What would Irish potatoes be? I'm trying to think. Would it be like, well, you explain it to me and I'll let you know. And Mon, it kind of sounds like you're going down the path of trying to judge people for their beliefs. And if that's the case, just be warned that I will block you faster than you can say the word block. I encourage you just to enjoy the people that are in the live chat or keep it moving if this ain't your thing, okay? Hello, Chris. How are you doing? No. Because anytime I try to do that, it's usually some sort of a setup. But hello to Chris's friend. How about that? We've got the Three of Swords. Hello, Callan. How you doing? And the King of Wands in the reverse. This is a betrayal. I mean, how could a theft not be, right? But the thing is, we have multiple people who are up in arms or who are angry about this. So they're looking for a way to solve this quickly. Who's the High Priest? So there's been a change recently in leadership or like the key holder, right? I don't know for those of you that have worked in retail, if you were ever the key holder, but I did do that for a while. And there's a little bit of pressure, not a ton, but this is someone who has the keys. This is someone who has the responsibility. And people are looking to this high priest and saying, hey man, you want to tell us what happened? You want to tell us like what your systems are saying? Because we're going to have to figure it out. We got to figure out where this money went. That sounds so cool. I have never tried one though. That's awesome. Hello, Kumar. How are you doing? We have the Devil and Justice in the reverse. Someone has an obligation that has no path forward. They don't know how to satisfy, like paying back loans, for example, or, you know, I have to pay my car note or my car gets repoed. This is someone who felt like their only choice was to do something illegal. I have to take this money or I'm not going to have what I need. Well, but it wasn't their money. Hello, pretty Nikki. How are you doing? The Lovers. Wow, this Ten of Pentacles just keeps coming out. So someone made a choice. Either I take the hit on this and things don't go my way,
or I take something that isn't mine and figure it out after that.
So they decided to break the law.
Now, again, the focus seems to be, where is this money? Where did it go? We have to be able to track it somehow, right?
Not necessarily. So we have the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. This is someone looking into communications, anything that is auditable, right? If the money was in this account and it was transferred, then we should be able to figure out where it went from there. Hello, Adam. How are you doing? Judgment in the reverse and the 4 of Pentacles. We should not have allowed that person to have access. We should not have made that person key holder. We should not have trusted the new spouse with the, what is it called? Like a black credit card? What's the one where there's like no credit or no limit? I think it's the black card. Oopsies, shouldn't have done that. Where's all my money? King of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. There's going to be consequences for this, and I do feel like someone's going to get caught. Let's see. This is the Kipper. It's a good one so far. I had to go to like 3 different stores to find a cool St. Patty's Day hat, but I found one. And it was the last one there, too. I think the lady that walked up after me was mad at me. Like, you want to feather bottom? It's my hat now, lady. What else do we have? Sudden wealth in the reverse. I had all of this money. It was right there in the bank. And now it's gone. And the only people who had access were me and that person over there. So they're the problem. There's an investigation happening. Where did this money go and why isn't it where it's supposed to be? Who had access and where are they now? Because that person lied about what their intentions were or what they were going to do to handle this. And now I'm sitting here basically like holding the bag. Now I don't have my money. Mature woman in the reverse, child in the reverse, and bad health in the reverse. This could just be a very wasteful individual or greedy person who took this money, but it makes me think this is someone who spends it very quickly. Like the people who win the lottery and then like 2 years later, they've already gone through it. You know what I mean? Thank you, Adam. This is the Gypsy Oracle. What else do we have? Hello, Yosa. How are you doing? Misfortune and Priest. So Priest is another card that aligns with the Hierophant, right? And we had the High Priest / Hierophant already come out. This is the key holder. I think this is the person who took the money, you guys. I know, mostly you look at it and you're like, oh, that must mean that they have principles, right? Well, sometimes not. Sometimes we present ourselves to the outside world as somebody that has principles and integrity and, oh, you can trust me. But they chose that spot or they pursued that distinction specifically so that you would not doubt them, right? So that you would be like, oh, but they would never do that. They like believe in God and stuff. Scholar, haughtiness, and gift. I love this card. Also, shout out to Lemonade, who's hanging out with some peacocks. Haughtiness is not like, oh, you're such a hottie. I think you're just like the most attractive person. No, haughtiness is like,
arrogance, right? This is someone who read up on what they could potentially do, came up with a plan, and felt like they would be able to take something that is not theirs, that is worth a lot of money. Could just be actual like liquid assets, right? Does not have to be some expensive vase or jewelry. But this expensive thing or this amount of money, poof, gone. So now we have merchant and wife. Someone knows what happened, and it's a spouse or someone who's very close, like in the inner circle. Maybe they're just boinking. They might not have that title, but the person who they're comfortable being naked around is the person who knows where the money is or who knows where the high priest is. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Yes, I appreciate that. Hello, Rox. I don't know what that is, but no. Hello, Anamika. What's up? So we've got love in the reverse. Interesting. So we might have someone who is willing to testify. Although, if I recall, if you are married to someone, there is something that protects you from having to be a witness against your own spouse. So this could be a little bit frustrating. Like, I know this person knows what's going on, or I know this person knows where the money is, but they're not doing anything about it. So we're going to go with the true crime oracle. Sincerely, or it looks like we got some criming going on here, you know? What else? Hello, Joaquin. How are you doing? Legal proceedings. Crime of passion. Surveillance. The money or expensive thing that is missing, there's a camera. There's surveillance that narrows down what happened or who did it. And I do feel like a love interest or spouse knows what actually happened. I'm going to go with the Nightmare Before Christmas. I really don't know what you're saying. I really don't. Welcome back, Zim. How you doing? Do you like my hat? All right. What else do we have? Magician in the reverse. Two of Presents or Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting, because our magician really likes the green theme for us today. So we have someone who manipulated the situation or took advantage. There was an opportunistic moment where they were like, you know what? I could probably take this. I could do this and no one would know. I could get away with it. Because there's chaos here, or because, you know, there's already a different security concern, so everyone's over on that side of the building. No one would ever expect me, or I got to borrow someone else's code, so now they're going to think it's that person. Two of Potions or Two of Cups in the reverse, and Strength. Yeah, this is someone, it's like they're using someone else's code or using someone else's access card, using someone else's computer. in hopes that people don't realize what's going on, or, you know, they get to plant a red herring so there's time wasted looking at someone else. Oh, it must have been this Queen of Swords because that's whose computer was used, or it must have been them because they were the person working at that time, but it wasn't them. Thank you. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? Page of Potions, which is the Page of Cups. Three of Presents or Three of Pentacles. Queen of Potions or Queen of Cups. I am picking up on a romantic interest, knowing information about what's going on here. But it's weird because it feels like we've got someone who like walked away or walked out, and this love interest who has some information about it, they might be a little bit nervous about whether or not they've actually just been like abandoned, left behind. Like, did you just, you know, pull off that heist and promise me that we would be able to go live on the beach after you did that to keep me quiet? Like, have you decided you'd rather just go live on the beach by yourself? You know? You think so, Jag? Do you know what I was saying it about? Hello. By the way, I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Key Controller. We have the Temperance card in the reverse. High Priestess. Page of Presents or the Page of Pentacles, and Death in the reverse. There's evidence left behind. And there's someone who's unusually good at detecting. It's this High Priestess. We might see the Hermit come out as well. But I do think that there's someone here who's putting together the evidence, placing the pieces of the puzzle where they need to be, and realizing that there was this red herring, or that there is someone maybe being framed as a distraction technique. But the High Priestess is a little bit too smart for that. And it could be because of that surveillance, right? If I'm using someone else's computer or I'm using someone else's code, but then you also have that video surveillance, you could probably figure out that I did that, right? This is the Bianco Nero. Hello, Tango. How are you doing? Zim is asking, what's my candle budget each month? You know I make my own candles, right? Right? Part of the reason I started making my own candles is because I didn't want to pay for the paraffin wax BS candles that you can get in stores. But I did used to spend a lot of money on candles. Now, not so much. Now I just take like the ones that don't look as awesome. I do like to make 16-ounce ones for myself, and I only sell the 8-ounce ones. But yeah, I make my own candles, man. And they smell good. They smell so good that when I take them to the post office to mail them, the post office ladies are like, oh, is this the coffee and cream one? That's my favorite one, by the way. I keep getting lipstick on my teeth. All right, what else? Three of Cups. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Death. Someone changed the plan. I was supposed to meet you somewhere after you carried off this heist, and then we were going to go live on the beach together. But when I showed up, you weren't there. So why did the plan change? Why aren't you waiting for me? Why aren't you taking me along with you, right? I think we have someone who abandoned their boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whoever it was. And they're like, I think I'm just gonna like keep all this money for myself. I think I'm gonna go travel the world and I'm not going to share it with you. This Queen of Swords, the person whose code or laptop was used, could be the romantic interest, right? Maybe this is someone who specifically targeted in a romantic way someone that they felt would be able to help them steal this money. So now this King of Cups, that's the Queen of Swords, by the way. This is why we don't pay too close attention to the gender in tarot, because the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords is the same person. This is someone who felt like they had a love connection and has been a bit closed-mouthed about what's going on here because they still feel a sense of loyalty to the person who apparently does not feel very loyal to them, because it looks like they skipped town with the money. So it leaves this King of Cups, Queen of Swords person thinking, I don't know, should I like actually continue on with this plan and like defend this person if I think they might have actually just skipped town and taken that money with them? Maybe I should just tell them the truth. Maybe I should tell them what I know. Yeah, are you okay, Key Controller? Because I'm a little bit concerned. Your name is Key Controller and you're having issues with a keyboard. I feel like this should be your specialty, right? Excellent. The Lovers and the Star in the reverse. I think we have a romantic relationship that happened because it expedited or facilitated the theft. And now that the theft or the heist has actually happened, now that I got all that money, I'm not taking you with me. Thanks for the good times. Thanks for the password. Thanks for the access. Both kinds. But I'll be on my way now and I'm never going to talk to you again because I want all of this money for myself. Hello, Layla. There's a few things to do. I think meditation is important. Kind of depends on a couple of different factors. But to be perfectly honest with you, Layla, I hate being in crowds. I'm not sure I'm the best person to give you advice on that because I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me. Aw, I hope that changes, Key Controller. So we have the Seven of Swords again, and we have the King of Pentacles. So I lied to you about wanting to include you in my escape plan. I lied to you about saying I was going to spend some of this money on you. I got all this money, and now I'm running away. Now I'm gone. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, they're keeping it for themselves. And Three of Pentacles. And this King of Cups, Queen of Swords has to decide when the investigator comes around. Am I going to be honest? Am I going to tell him what I actually know? Yes, earplugs definitely help. I should have said that. That's one of the reasons I like to use AirPods when I'm like at the grocery store, for example. I think this lover is going to return the betrayal and tell what they know to the authorities. The plot thickens. All right, this is the situations deck. Nightlife, receipts, plugged, tuned in, internet, connected. Yeah, So I know who took the money. It wasn't me, but I think they got close to me in order for them to have easier access to that money or that expensive thing, right? And here's the information you would want to look for if you're trying to figure out if they're spending any of that money now, right? And I think they end up being able to track this person based off of their desire to celebrate or party now. Oh, thank you for the clover. Now that they've got all this money. Like, what was that show? Like Dumbest Criminals Ever? People who buy things that are traceable and inexplicable. Like, hey, it looks like you are a bank manager. I'm just curious how you were able to afford a brand new Range Rover. Yeah, where did that money come from? Do not go splurge. If you win the lottery, and it's not even like a criminal thing, if you win the lottery, don't tell anyone. Go talk to a lawyer. Don't tell a single person you won the lottery. And certainly don't go buying a whole bunch of like real expensive stuff because people are going to figure it out, my friend. This is someone who thinks they're real smooth, thinks they're going to have all of this money to themselves, but the surveillance or camera is going to go against them, and so is their ex or this person that thought they were in a relationship with them. But it looks like it was really just about getting access to the funds or the expensive thing, and then lying about some sort of meetup afterwards. Since that seems to be a figment of their imagination, since they feel like the theft or the thief has really just blocked them, I think they got their eyes on a little bit of revenge. All right, so they took all the money, they left me behind, and apparently wanted to frame me for the problem. So why don't I just like sit down and have a nice little chat with you about what I know about this person? And then maybe you can actually figure them out. So there is a thief card in this deck, so we'll see if that comes out. Oh, Jag, don't talk about people being stupid and then spell judgment wrong. Just one E, my friend. Just one E. I want you to appear as intelligent as you actually are, okay? But we can't be misspelling stuff when we're calling someone stupid. It just doesn't work. Hello, Angela. How are you doing today? Hello, Carrie. How are you today? Negative lag. It shouldn't be possible, but your internet speeds seem to allow you to download information on situations before they happen. I hope you're using this sci-fi wizard tech for forces of good. So now this investigation has insight from someone who is actually quite close to the thief. And now they're figuring out details they otherwise would not have been able to. You have all of the tools you need to create your vision. Nobody can tell you who you are meant to be. Do not let the past hold you to any former version of yourself. To level up is to change. This King of Cups, Queen of Swords is taking advantage of this situation and saying, look, I thought I had my life kind of made up for me. This person was going to steal a bunch of money. I was going to run away with them. It's going to be great. But if that's not going to happen, maybe I can actually help solve this case. Maybe I can get that person arrested. Inventory management. This character's juggling skill stat is too low to handle this many items. It is recommended that you reevaluate your priorities and adjust what's on your plate and as necessary before attempting to progress. They're doing too much. The thief has made some poor decisions or is not being strategic post-crime, which is really important, okay, you guys? If you're going to do a crime, it's always the cover-up, okay? It's always the aftermath, right? Why don't people plan that more? I don't know. But because this person went off on their own, now they're being tracked with information that is more accurate because their former partner is saying, okay, well, here's what I do know. Here's what was told to me.
And I hope you are as well. Oh, key controller, you misspelled genius. Did you do that on purpose? You did, right? Tell me you did. Please. All right, I'm going to leave this reading here. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you are able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.